Hi, I'm Deb Sanford. I'm a candidate for the Director Clinical Colleges position on the APS National Board of Directors. And just in case you didn't get to see the Meet the Candidate session on Wednesday night, I've recorded my answer to question 1 in this video, and my answer to question 2 will be in another video. So what was question 1, I hear you ask? Well, it was this. What do you see as a director's contribution to the mission and strategic plan of the APS? So I answered it like this. When I first considered nominating, it wasn't a decision that I took lightly. I thought I had a good understanding of the gravity and responsibility behind nominating for a position that represented the clinical psychologist's voice to the APS National Board. In fact, whilst the role is General Director Clinical, I understand that all directors need to keep the overall vision and mission of the APS in mind when they make decisions. Beyond my general understanding from past board roles that I have held, I wanted to ensure that I did indeed know what the APS's strategic plan actually was, and not only that, but I wanted to consider if I could work to uphold it, contribute, and enhance it with my skill set. I wanted to know what the APS's strategic plans had been in the immediate past, to compare and contrast, and also to see how these plans have been continued, modified and changed as political climates changed and the APS's members' expectations changed and the Australian community's needs changed. I particularly like the 2017 to 19 mission statement from the APS that said the APS is dedicated to advancing the discipline and profession of psychology for the benefit of members and the communities they serve. Pretty simple. That's still reflected in the vision statement from the 2021 to 2024 plan, which says we strive to realise the full human potential of individuals, organisations and their communities through the application of psychological science and knowledge. The 21 to 24 strategic plan goes on to state that the APS's purpose is to be the leading Australian psychology organisation dedicated to advancing the scientific discipline and ethical practice of psychology in the communities we serve to promote good psychological health and well-being for the benefit of all Australians. I can truly say that this is and has always been my overarching reason for being an active member of the APS. We as psychologists, and particularly as endorsed clinical psychologists, face challenges now and into the future that will impact future generations of clinical psychologists and the members of the community we serve. These challenges come from encouraging national state governments to recognise and value clinical psychologists and the important roles we play in diagnosing, assessing, and treating a wide variety of mental health conditions, as well as acknowledging the significant training we have undertaken to provide those services. Therefore, I think the major contribution that a director on the APS National Board makes is to support, guide and help the executive team to navigate these significant challenges that are faced in ensuring the APS is indeed seen as the preeminent voice of all things pertaining to the psychological health of Australia. I imagine there's going to be times when there'll be robust discussions on the best way to continue to achieve the overarching strategic frameworks and visions for the APS, especially as political climates change and community expectations change. However, I think a good director should be willing to listen and consider the views of other directors, weigh evidence against their own views, and be willing to work together to achieve outcomes that benefit us all. So if I am elected to be a director and represent clinical psychologists, I will strive to use my experience gained from working across a diverse range of jobs prior to training as a clinical psychologist, to listen to the views and opinions of those I represent, that's you, and to the best of my ability, work to incorporate those views and opinions with my own set of values and that of the APS's to ensure that the APS is strong, valued and effective and continues to be recognised as the leading Australian psychology organisation. We are only strong if we stand together. So that was what I answered. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it's helped you to choose to vote for me as your first preference in the elections. I encourage all other clinical college members to vote too, please. If you'd like to reach out and discuss my nomination, all you have to do is message me on LinkedIn or send me an email. It's Deborah at deborahsandford.com.au. I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.